the best deals Thursdays. Welcome to the Froggy Five. I'm your host, Jim Froehlich, founder and managing member of the Froggy Companies, where when it comes to real estate, you can't stop the hop. Now I'm wondering, can you describe the best deal you've ever done? Not necessarily the most profitable one, but one that you're very proud of. Yeah, that's easy. That's the fun stuff, right? We talk about the bad stuff, losing 10,000, but let me talk about a fun one, and that is, from the time of June 2022 until 18 months later, in 2024, the beginning of 2024, we just did a home run of a deal, and what it was a defunct subdivision. I wouldn't say totally defunct, right? We had driven in a subdivision 5-6 years ago and realized that it was a terrible road here in small town New England in a pretty good subdivision with like middle upper class homes. And we were wondering why there were all these vacant lots. So there were like 24 vacant lots throughout this subdivision, horrible road. And so it seemed like an opportunity, right? So we did some digging and contacted the town and found out these were all on the town tax rolls. Back taxes hadn't been paid for 10 years. And what happened was the previous developer had abandoned the subdivision at the time instead of fixing this road, which the base layer had never been done the right way. And the residents in there sued that former developer for $1 million or $1.5 million, the price that the road was going to cost. And, they were bitter. This guy declared bankruptcy, left town, left the state, maybe left the country, I guess. And and so I approached the town and said, hey, if we agreed to pay all the back taxes and we agreed to fix this road the way it was supposed to be done, could we get these lots? And, we did the math on it and it made sense to us. And at that time we were thinking about getting the lots and building spec homes. So I lined up a partner who could do the road and wanted to build out homes in there. So we got the town to agree because there was no other developer that wanted to do it. It was a private road. Apparently there was like maybe one other developer interested, but not unless it was going to be taken over by the city. And so the town really wanted to get these lots off their rolls and get their back taxes. So we signed an agreement. I had a partner lined up. That partner, we had some challenges with this deal because the partner who we first lined up with, they looked at the metrics of it all and said, okay, once this deal goes through and you close with the town, we'll just buy you out for $300,000. So we were like, wow, okay, that's $300,000. That's a quick hit. We'll take that. That's great. Best deal of my life, right? So, but that partner backed out shortly before closing. So I had to go find another partner who wasn't necessarily interested in building out spec homes, but was interested in the deal metrics. And so the deal went kind of like this. We put in $50,000, they put in $350,000. We had to close the land and we had to go through a quieting title process. We weren't sure at the time we had to do this quiet title process. So I learned a big lesson there with legal work because the people who had the lien against the previous developer, they could have signed a lien waiver and let us just go in and fix the road. But a couple of them held out and didn't want to do that. So we had to go through this quiet title process, legal process, to say that, yes, the town took back those lots the right way, that they gave us a deed of trust, that everything was done legitimately, that we were the rightful owners and nobody else in the world was the rightful owner of this property right now, right? And we had the obligation with the town. We were going to fix that road to the specs that the town has, so that hopefully the residents could get together and petition the town to have that road taken over as a town road someday if they wanted to. So of course we were going to keep our obligations, but a couple people didn't trust us. So that created an extra year of time. So get this, we pro forma'd a 3-year project to sell these 24 lots for $100,000 each. So we said $2.4 million. The road could cost $1 million, and the purchase and the rest of the legal work and other stuff would be like maybe $500,000. So $1.5 million in, $2.4 million out, up to 3 years. It's a good deal, right? So we went down this road and we were really sure of the market. And I'll talk in another podcast about submarkets and how important understanding submarkets in secondary and tertiary markets is. And that's what we're always excited about. because that's where people don't pay attention much. The big guys are always looking at the urban areas. So in this case, long story short, I'll tell you, we took a year to quiet that title, but during that process, we started taking reservations, non-binding reservations, lining up everything we did, line up the road work, and we got it all done. And we got it all done for $1.5 million, and then we maximized. We may be at 2.7 million sales. But the bottom line was that we went into the deal with everybody that puts money into it. The partnership would first get their money back, an 18% preferred return, and then after that, we'll split the profits 50-50. It's a very typical deal structure we do for JV agreements, and in this case, we all got our money back plus 18%. And then we split the 1.2 million profit, and it all happened within a year and a half. So super home run, best deal of my life. I'm hoping to replicate it again and again. Hey, thanks for having me on. If anybody else wants to find out more about what we're doing, please come to froggycompanies.com. Check out our 3 different business areas. We also have the Froggy Fund 1 that's now open for up to $18 million. We're going to be investing that $18 million across a diverse number of assets, cash flowing and ground up. And I'm really excited about this fund and really confident that we can outperform most of the other people out there in terms of what we invest in and how we do our due diligence and the type of partners we put together. So it's great talking to you, and see you next time.